Before this last ride, I was in the cult that the VE33S from IRC was the best tire. Now, I think it's a tire I'm going to actively try to avoid. I don't know if they changed the compound or the wider size really made it deteriorate like it has. It's just I'm kind of over it at this point, which is super sad to say. I really loved this tire. It's my go-to. I used to tell everyone to go buy this tire, right? It was the best. I'm going to throw up a video of this one guy from about 3 years ago. He did a 66-hour review. And to put that video into perspective, this tire right here has about 15 hours on it. And I have to understand it's a different terrain. He lives on the East Coast. I'm out in the Colorado Rockies, and he was probably on a 2-stroke as well, which they don't seem to put out as much torque as the 350s do, or any 4-stroke, but I just never seen it happen like this. Even like with the last one I put on my 300, it chunked off, and I still ran it for a long time. And I had decent grip, even though it was chunking. But for a tire that's not even halfway worn down and to be starting to chunk the way it is, it's just not the tire for me anymore. And that's where the VE33S goes into no man's land. I think this Plu's American Dream cross country, it's specifically made for cross country racers. It's going to work out better as an all-around tire than this IRC VE33S is. But the JX8 is better than the rocks. So it's not solving any problems. It's creating problems. The other thing is, just with these two tire brands, Plu's and IRC, there's a reason that I support them. You know, most of these hard enduro guys, they don't get the type of support that the motocross and supercross racers do. They need all the help they can get. If we look back at, I forget that one guy's name, but he was from Australia, came here to race, did it for a couple of years, and he said he couldn't afford it. And I think he ended up in 3rd overall in the U.S. Hard Enduro Series, 3rd overall. And he wasn't making enough to even support himself. So that's why I buy these tires, because these are the companies that are actually supporting the guys that are out there making us want to go do this type of stuff. We want to be like Cody Webb, be like Tristan Hart. We want to do that. But they can't even afford to, make a living off of it. To understand why I fell in love with the IRC VE33S a couple years ago, you have to understand what it used to do, right? The 110 size, it wouldn't chunk out like the way it is now. I don't know what changed in the past couple years when they went to these 120 and 140 sizes for this tire. I don't know if they changed the compound at all, but going just 10 millimeters wider to the 120, I don't think you should start seeing this type of chunking. The 110 seemed to hold up much better long term than this 120 did. And again, I haven't tried the 110 in a couple of years just because I like the 120 size more. I feel like it hooks up better for the terrain I'm on. So I basically only buy 120 sizes now. I'm excited to maybe run a 140 on the 300. If the opportunity comes about, I'll probably purchase another Plu's for that. And don't get me wrong, this is still a great tire. But when you're kind of looking for that hybrid gummy that's going to last a longer time, there's no gummy out there that's going to really last a long time. But to have chunking at less than half life for this tire, it's pretty insane to keep buying it. Because there's plenty of tires out there just like the JX8. The JX8 will wear down over time and not chunk. It'll just keep going. The VE33S, as you can see with this tire, it's not even at half tread life, and I'm already having chunking. Many of the knobs are ripping off currently. And I'm going to change it over to this Blues American Dream XC. Something important to note with the American Dream XC, these knobs are pretty flexible, but this is, apparently they have 2 trail compounds. This is my first Blues tire, so I don't really know too much about how it's going to hold up yet. They have 2 compounds. They have the trail and then they have the extreme compound. This is their trail version. So if you go on like Slavens Racing or riskracing.com, they'll see that this American Dream tire comes in the XC version. Now, I would like to try the extreme version of this because they do have other tire options in the extreme. They have the Beast and the Monster, and then you start getting into tires like the JX8 where it's kind of more of that true hard enduro spec. It's not really what I'm looking for, especially on this FX350 Husqvarna. I'm really looking for an all-around tire that I can go do track days with. I can go do 50 miles in the woods. You know, I have the 300 to do the hard enduro stuff. I want this bike to be more of my all-around, let's go fast. Let's go hit some hill climbs. Let's do whatever. That's what this bike is for me. The 300 is my true, we're going out to 5 miles of hell and we're going to bash some stuff. That's that bike. It's a great bike for it. That's just not what this 350 is made for, and that's why I have them both. So I'm trying to find that tire that can do it and do it for a longer period of time. And that was the IRC VE33S, especially on the 300. It was great. Now, I've never run the Blues American Dream. This is going to be my first test with it. I actually ordered a couple of them because I think it'll be a great tire for that all around, do it all, sticky enough, fast enough, holds up. I think it can do it. Just like the IRC VE33S did for me in the past. Once they came out with that 120 size, it really changed. It changed how I felt about the tire. And the IRC VE33S used to be that tire, right? I mean, it would hold up. It wouldn't chunk knobs. But it's just not, I don't know, it's not worth it anymore. When you have so many other tire brands coming out with these more all-around focused compounds and all-around focused tread patterns, why would I buy this, right? I don't want to buy this tire anymore, and it's super unfortunate. I really liked it. And it's not a knock on IRC. I love the JX8. JX8's amazing. It's phenomenal. And so was this tire, the VE33S. But that's just not how it is anymore. When IRC first made this tire, it really hit the market as the best all-around spec'd tire for any enduro rider. Not even just hard enduro, right? I mean, I hardly ever do true hard enduro where I'm putting my bike through the extreme. That's maybe 1 to 2% of the time. You know, the rest of the time I'm just doing small log hops or soft enduro, as all these dudes say. And at the time, it was better than the JX8 for that, for the all-around. And that's a couple of years ago when the compound was still holding up. But whenever they changed, I don't know what they did, but something's just not the same anymore. And I'm not, just kind of over it. And I think IRC needs to make a change with this tire. Because I think the Beast from Blues, I'm not going to try it yet because I just ordered a bunch of these American Dreams, so I'm going to run these for a little while. But then I would like to try a Beast, maybe put it on the 300 because it's another hybrid-ish tire with super tall knobs, and see how that one does, because I think it's spec'd very similar to the VE33S. And we'll see how that one does, you know, because once you get in the taller knobs, they're just going to rip off. But here's the other thing. These knobs aren't ripping off from when you just put the tire on. They're doing great, right? When you first put it on, they're not ripping. It's when you get to this near the halfway mark of the tread life that it really starts to show, and knobs start to come off that when you weren't expecting them to, and they shouldn't be coming off right now. So here's my other IRC VE33S, same size and everything. Obviously it's a way more worn down than that one is. Sorry, I was sitting outside, so it's filled with a bunch of junk. But here's the thing, I mean, every knob is just ripped off. Every single one of them. And if they're not ripping off, they're about to, right? That's why I took it off. But if we look at, like, here's the tread pattern. I mean, that's still a tall knob. So why is it coming off the way it is? That part's concerning, right? Even, I mean, here there's still paint on this tire. So that's really why I'm just kind of done with IRC. And I don't know, I changed to Moose's around the same time period. So I don't know if it's just the tires flexing more and flattening out that's making the knobs not last as long. That could be a factor. But then again, the JX8 is holding up fine. That tire's great. And I'm running Moose's in that one. So why is this one that's supposed to be the best all-around tire not holding up like it is the best all-around tire? Because right now the JX8 is going to hold up longer than these VE33S's. But that tire has so much more grip. So why would I run this tire ever? Why would I run it ever again? And maybe some of you guys can answer that in the comments, like why, or if you're having different experiences with it. One other thing is with this old tire, I never actually flipped it. So you might be like, oh, the knobs are very, they look like they're peaked on one side. This tire was never flipped around. This was only ran in one direction. And once you flip a tire, you should get about half of what you got the first time. So like if I go to flip the JX8, say I run it for 15 hours, I'll get another 7.5 hours out of the other side of it. This tire, I think I got about 20 to 30 hours, which was pretty good. But it's beat, right? I mean, I ran it till it was gone. Yeah, if you guys have any thoughts on this, it would be fantastic. And I'll shoot a link to that other guy's video down in the description if you want to see what they kind of looked like about 3 years ago. But yeah, once they changed over to that 120 sizing, I think they really changed the tire compound, or they cheaped out, or something changed with this tire when they did that change, and it wasn't for the better.